Sustainable environment is a concept that has gained global recognition and awareness. Defined by Brundtland Report as development that meets the needs of the present without compromising the ability of future generations to meet their own needs. The concept is a response to the quest of humanity for a better world to live in. The United Nations gave the movement a focus by outlining and setting 17 global goals, popularly referred to as the Sustainable Development Goals, SDGs. These comprise of poverty, zero hunger, good health and well-being, quality education, gender equality, clean water and sanitation, sustainable cities and communities. Climate action is also part of the goals, among others. In its drive for a greater Lagos, Governor Babajide Sanwo-olu's administration came up with the 6-pillar themes agenda. This is an acronym for transportation and traffic management, health and environment, education and technology, making Lagos a 21st century economy, entertainment and tourism, and security in governance.
We will make and create the right environment in which security of life and property are guaranteed. In our ultimate goal, we to ensure that Lagos State remains the top destination for the continent for us to live, to work, and to invest. These 6 pillars of development represent the response of the yearnings of our people. They constitute the foundation that must be restored for our future. And should we fulfill our promise and deliver on these pillars, we are most confident that we have succeeded in setting in Lagos on a new trajectory of economic growth and development that will go unprecedented.
Specifically, the second pillar H, which stands for health and environment, captures the plans to ensure improved access to healthcare services and drastic reduction in rate of sickness through preventive strategies, which include the promotion of an aesthetic environment that is clean, healthy, safe, and that can support human life. Since coming into government, therefore, the administration has taken important steps and made bold commitments to address the environmental issues confronting the state and its associated challenges.
We'll be working with Loma to design waste sorting bags where we're going to have different colors for different items of sorting. I'm believing that within the next 1 month, we will have hundreds and hundreds of thousands of those bags that we can begin to distribute to Lagosians at the first instance, right? To begin to distribute to Lagosians at the first instance, right? We'll see how that goes, right? We'll see what the cost comes to that, so that we can put, a proper strategy in place to end all of this indiscriminate waste trade.
The signing of an executive order on indiscriminate dumping of refuse and waste management was the first step in this regard. Since the signing, relevant agencies of government have gone to work by engaging the public on the need to inculcate good sanitary habits. This is expected, among other outcomes, to reduce significantly the rates at which waste or refuse are disposed indiscriminately. It would also reduce the cost being borne by government in cleaning the waste dumped along roads and medians.
Around transportation, traffic management, potholes on our roads, drainage management, blockages and rest of it, I think it's something we need to begin to tackle immediately. And what we have that I'm going to be putting my signature to now is the first executive order. The executive order is to ensure that from today, we want to have zero tolerance on indiscriminate dumping of refuse, blockages of our waterways and channels. We want to ensure that the Office of Drainage Services, that is the Ministry of Environment, immediately begin to live up to their responsibility.
With the empowerment of Lagos Waste Management Authority, LOMA, the enormous amount of waste being generated daily in Lagos will be optimized by reviving various business opportunities in the waste management value chain. The Waste to Wealth program is particularly bound to receive new vigor and vitality as government, in collaboration with the private sector, revs up investment in waste recycling processes, leading to the production of fertilizer, plastic pellets, waste to energy, implementation of strong safety standards for managing hazardous waste and others. As part of efforts of the administration to further bring the waste management process into proper perspectives, Governor Babajide Sanwo-olu, his deputy, Dr. Obafemi Hamsat, and other government officials visited Olushosu dump site. Here, they were able to access and obtain first-hand information about the site, the challenge of pollution that is threatening lives and properties around the area, and what is required to reduce the problem to its barest minimum. Already, the administration is working on its plans to expand the dump site to accommodate more waste-bearing trucks, improve turnaround time for trucks, training and retraining of waste management personnel, and employment of additional workforce to create more jobs for the people in the state.
The major interesting thing is there is a building that we're building at the entrance there, which is going to be called the Resource Center. The whole idea is that in here, right, they'll begin to train and retrain people, youth, that we can convert this place to an employment generating center, right? It's also supposed to be a waste sorting center, right? So some of those things, if you can get them right, half of the waste that is coming here now need not come here because they will have been recyclable. They will have gone to various factories, or places where they are required. So it just still goes to the fact and the things we're talking about, that waste sorting is the way to go.
Still in pursuit of sustainable development in Lagos, the executive order signed by Governor Babajide Sanwo-olu also mandated the Office of Drainage Services to commence aggressive cleaning of all secondary and tertiary drainage systems, including manholes, in the state. This followed the reversal of the office from Public Works Corporation to Ministry of Environment.
The Public Works, we're going to be giving them instruction to start immediately potholes on our roads, all of the patches they need to do immediately. We're giving them instruction to that effect. And to ensure that men of LISEC, environmental issues, disorder, we're not necessarily saying that we are going to be arresting everybody and anybody, but let us just be able to communicate to our men. The ones that we need to reprimand, let us reprimand. The people that we need to advise, let us advise. The people that we need to further reinform, let us inform them. It's only when we know that we've done all of that and they need to be brought to full law that we need to implement,
As a state that is prone to flooding, by virtue of its topography and sitting below 0.4% of the sea level, the mandate given to the Office of Drainage Services will ensure free flow of water through the elimination of blockages in various drainages. It will also reduce the impact of flash flooding during heavy rainfall.
My candid opinion is if the government can be more fast in doing this drainage of the thing, at least it will help facilitate the waste materials being dumped in Lagos and keeping Lagos clean.
The governor is taking a right way, because if you see the way drainage issue and waste disposal issue is really hampering cleanliness in Lagos, is still appalling. If the governor take a bolder initiative to make sure that people have a particular place in every area where they can freely go and dispose their wastage, and then the drainage, the government can employ some people that will be cleaning it, even if it is monthly or weekly, and by so doing, they will create employment for, it may be elderly people or retired people who are still healthy. They can do that. That's the way I see it.
In addition, Lagos State Government is doubling its efforts to mitigate the effects of climate change on the state and the people by working towards expansion and maintenance of the state's 7-channel drainage system to effectively prevent flooding. There is also the plan to continue the expansion of shoreline protection projects by building flood defenses in the vulnerable areas and leverage these to create marinas and increase energy within the state.
It's a very, very important infrastructure around us, because we know Lagos State is close to the water body, and there is tendency for floods to emanate. And for us to manage this, it is our responsibility as an individual, taking government out of this, it is our responsibility as an individual to take care of our drainages, take our drainage as our priority, take our drainage as our baby, because if we don't do this, we'll mismanage the usage of drainage components.
A major focus in the efforts to ensure free-flowing drains is the expression of zero tolerance for any form of construction or building on drainages and setbacks. This act of sabotage is to be confronted with advocacy by the Lagos State Environmental Sanitation Corps, LAGESC. Indeed, the agency is already addressing this and other environmental issues and challenges by communicating effectively the need to ensure compliance with the environmental laws to the public.
Government is using this opportunity to tell us that there should be zero tolerance to this, because whoever that contravene will be held liable, and definitely you will end up having to go to court. And the mechanics among us, please, there are designated areas at which you are expected to carry out your daily businesses. So you are not expected to operate along the road setback, the road vibes, and all sorts. The food vendors, you are not expected to sell on unauthorized places the roadside, road vibes, setback. You are expected to go into the market and get a place for yourselves. Please, there are so many more to this. There are so many more of these laws that we are expected to keep against.
It's a very good initiative, at least it will help in making Lagos a better and a neater place. So basically, I think in my area where I stay, where I live, I think I'm seeing the good works already, because there's this sanitation every Thursday that market people get to clean their place of work, whereby people clean the gutter, they do a lot of cleaning, and I think it's cool. It's really helping Lagos to be a better place.
Sustainable environment also borders on the quality of air that people inhale. Air pollution is deteriorating to the environment and human health. Gaseous chemical discharged into the air from indiscriminate burning of refuse, fumes from vehicles, exhaust, and others are hazardous to human health. On the occasion of this year's World Environment Day, observed on 5th June of every year, Lagos State government expressed its commitment to work with corporate institutions to ensure more trees are planted to reduce the gaseous emissions, provide aesthetic beauty, check erosion and stem the tides of windstorm by serving as windbreakers while enhancing the quality of air in the state.
Today we're celebrating World Environment Day. We're commemorating it because on the 5th of June every year is World Environment Day. This year's theme is air pollution, and we are tagging it a matter of grave concern because it concerns everything and everybody and is all around. And I'm going to link flooding, your question, with what we're doing today. We're sensitizing ourselves to understand that the issues of environment are grave, and that if we take it lightly, it's going to lead into something that we do not want. Nobody wants flood. Flood damages, it kills, it carries people, it causes diseases, and so many other things. But what causes it? One, we are actually in Lagos State, that is a coastal city, and we are prone to flood. But it can just be flash flood, and it can be well contained if the drains are moving, if we manage our waste properly. So basically, I want to tell Lagosians to keep waste away from the bins, to recycle a lot of plastics, and to use water jugs and water from a very big container rather than buy individual plastics to drink water, because the real bane of the issue has been the fact that our gutters and our canals are blocked. So when it blocks, I once told someone a training class of a story of someone who put pure water bag on the road, and then it flew into the gutter, and then after several bags were in the gutter got filled up, and then it rained, and then the water went onto the road and ate up all the bitumen on the road, and then the road started developing big potholes, and then one day somebody in a big jeep that has a low stability somersaulted and died. I said, who killed the man that died in the jeep? The person who threw the first bag of pure water, because it's a cumulative effect. It bioaccumulates into the environment and it causes latent effects. There's so many potentials in all of us. We need to think, we need to change our mindset, we need to reduce our waste, go around with bags that are washable rather than buying plastic bags all over the place. You're going to a market, you know that you're going to market, you want to buy tomato, collect your tomato without the carrier bag, because you should think of where you will drop it. Bury a nylon bag in your home.
As the administration intensifies its efforts to facilitate an environment that is sustainable in Lagos, it must be emphasized that Lagosians have major roles to play in achieving the goal. This role starts from voluntary compliance with the state's environmental laws, putting a stop to indiscriminate dumping of refuse and desisting from any form of environmental abuse. Imbibing such practices by the citizenry through responsible change in behavior or attitudes will eventually make the state a better place to live.
My opinion is that they should provide the refuse bin so that anybody that has anything will be putting it on their something there.
They say cleanliness is next to godliness. And being in Lagos, Lagos is a very large city. Many people are living in Lagos, so Lagos is supposed to be clean.
We should have some policy whereby the community will ensure that we enforce the community to be dropping the refugees inside such waste bin. And also the agency, the lawman that is carrying the bin must be doing their work day to day. They must follow up with their work. There must be some policy whereby they will engage those the workers of the lawma to be doing their work, to be reporting day-to-day activities, because usually whereby the bin has been full, nobody is here to carry the waste bin. People will be frustrated to be dropping it beside the road, and people will be making sure that whenever there is opportunity of rainfall, they will go there and they will be dropping inside the flood, the drainage, and whereby the drainage will start filling up, there's problem. The water will come into the road will start decaying, there will be dilapidation of the road. So all these policies is good, but just that they make sure that they go to the grassroots. And we're talking about grassroots, we're talking about the local government. Let's start from the local government, then the state, then the federal. I think the policy will be okay by that.
When we talk about waste disposal, there is population in Lagos State, increase in population, and this also contributes to waste disposal in Lagos State. And literacy sometimes helps us a lot. Those that are illiterate, or will I say ignorant of their environment, dispose all this waste they use and send them to our drainages, which in turn block the drainage channel without allowing it going to the outfall. We have our water body like the river, the Atlantic Ocean. All these are set to receive the water around us. And now that the rain is falling, the ground is saturated already. It's already saturated. So there is issues of flood here and there. And the problem now is, ever since the dry season, people have been using these drainage channels as their waste disposal place. So when this has resulted to the emanation of flooding problem, and for us to manage this, people need a lot of advocacy. People need to be enlightened. People need to know that drainage infrastructure is very, very important to us living in the urban area. And as a result of our population, we need to manage what is around us for sustainability.
For Governor Babajide Sanwo-olu's administration, sustainable environment is the responsibility of all and sundry. Both government and the people must work together to ensure a healthier, cleaner and safer environment that is habitable for all.